So now I've pretty much showed you all of our products, and we are going to do an eye look today. I wanted to kind of leave you guys with a couple of different tutorials that ends out our time together. So, okay, I already have face, brow, lips, all that done. I am going to be doing this look today with 4 of our mineral pigments. I have Gorgeous, which is a gorgeous, like a gold coppery-ish color, shimmer. I have Infatuated, which is a matte dark brown. I have Sexy, which I use in every pigment color that I do. I always start out as a base with Sexy. It's like a nude shimmer. And then we have Daring, which is a dark brown shimmer. Okay, so to get the best results with these pigments, I always suggest using eye primer. It is a nude color like this, and it is different from our regular primer because our face and eye primer I'm going to put on all over my face, and then I'm going to put my makeup over it. So right now, while there's primer on my eye, there's also, what, 2 different layers of makeup on top of it? Well, actually, no, 3 layers of makeup. I have my foundation and then concealer. It usually gets blended up into there too, and then patted down with our powder. So, while there is primer on my eye, there's not going to be enough of an effect for my shadows. So, I'm going to start this off with eye primer, and this is different too. Our face primer is silky smooth, so everything goes on smooth and silky. This has more of a texture to it, so it's going to give the pigment something to adhere to. So all over, and then let it dry for just a second. Totally amazing, and you use so little of it that your tube of it is going to last you an insane amount of time. And then a little bit later I'll show you what else I do with it. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and tell you. That's how I do my lip looks when I wear just solid liner and fill in for the entire day. I coat my lips with our eye primer first. That gives it something to really stick to and helps it go on a little bit smoother and easier. Last all day. Okay, so I'm going to be using 3 different brushes. Our liner shader brush, which is like this. It has this little poofy end and then a liner end. Our crease brush. And our deluxe brush, which is kind of just like a poofy brush. Okay, so first things first. I'm going to use the deluxe brush. And I'm going to go all over with Sexy. It gives it a really good base type coat. And then over here into the corner of my eye, because that's going to help my eye open up. Any eye look that you do, you really want to put a light color over in here. That helps to just open that bright eye area, make you look brighter, fresher, all that jazz. Okay, so all the way up into our brow bone. Or not brow bone. Okay, so there you go. Guess I'll go ahead and do this one too. This is an easy look, so it doesn't take long. And I'm just tapping some into my lid. Makes it easier to work with. Now, with our mineral pigments, you do pat in, or if you need to rub to blend, you're going to use small circular. You never want to just wipe. That's just going to wipe your product and move it around. With mineral, you want to pat it into place so that it stays, or small circular motion so it stays in that general vicinity. Okay, then I'm going to go with our shader part of the brush, and I am going to put Gorgeous on my lid. Now I'm not going to go all the way over into the crease of my eye because, like I said, I want to leave that lighter. I want my eye area to look bright and open. And I'm just going to go no farther than right here is where, you know, the brow is where the bone is. So that is where you go with your crease. So I'm not going to go any up higher than that. With mineral pigments, they're buildable. So you can start out with a little bit on your brush. That's why you'll always hear me tap the excess off of my brush. You can always tap the excess off, and then you can always go back and add more. They're completely buildable. It's really hard to take it away once you put it on. So you start out with a little and then add more as you go. Okay, next comes our daring. This is very, very dark, and a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to put just a little bit, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna rub it kind of into my brush, and then I'm gonna tap. I mean, like really tap all the excess off. Okay, now I am going to just hit my crease area. My crease area is right here, kind of push up where that bone is, right there. Once you know where it is after you've felt and put, then you can widen your eye a little bit to know where to go. And then I'm going to make a V. Not go onto my lid, but just make a V on the outside. That's going to give me that smoky type look. Right where I want it. Okay. Now go back and pick up just a little bit more for my other side. And same thing. Just in that crease area. And then down with a V. Okay. Now, as you can see, that is very bold and very dark. But that is why we blend. Blend, blend, blend. Now see, I didn't go over too far because I want this still really bright and open. So I'm not going too far over with my dark. Okay, that is where this little brush comes in, and you want to wipe it off. Make sure you don't have any product left on it because you don't, you know, remember we used it for the light color and we don't really want to blend all that. So small circular motions. Actually, no, we're not going to use that brush. Sorry, I lied. We're using the shader part of the brush on the liner shader brush. And that did have our gorgeous color all over it. So you want to make sure that there's nothing on it. And I'm going to blend this with small little circular motions because I don't really want to move the product around. I just want to blend it. I want it to stay in that same place that I put it. Just blend it out a bit. Now, see how that toned it down so much? It went from really, really dark and really, really bold to just a gorgeous smoky look. Okay. Now, for the final touch, I'm going to go in with Infatuated, which is the dark brown matte color. And I'm going to use the liner part of our brush. Now I'm using this dry as a liner, but you can always go and take our refreshed rose water, spritz a little bit in the cap, drop a little bit in there, and use it as a wet pigment to do your liner. So I'm going to stretch this out right here, and I'm just going to put this down right here. I'm not using it wet because I want this to be a soft look today. This is my day look. Just want it to be soft. And then I'm also going to go over here and do a little bit right there. And I'm only going halfway across. My eye shape just kind of calls for that. Whenever I go all the way in, all the way over across, I just look like I have too much of a olive shaped eye. And that's not exactly what I want. Okay, so any fallout that I have from that, I'll just take my brush and I'll go do it like that. And then of course, we will finish this look off with our 3D Plus mascara. So, alright, I'll see you guys in a bit.